So tell me if this sounds familiar. You're just chatting with someone, maybe about, I don't know, needing new running shoes, a specific brand even, just talking out loud. And then, like, minutes later, you open up your phone, social media, whatever, and boom. Ads for those exact shoes. It's that really uncanny feeling, right? Like, was my phone actually listening? I've even had it where I just thought about something kind of specific, like a weird type of coffee maker I saw once. And bam, later that day, an ad pops up. It's creepy. It makes you really wonder. And honestly, when I started digging into this for a deep dive today, I thought, okay, yeah, they track us a bit, targeted ads, whatever.
Yeah.
But what I found...
It's worse.
Well, it's way worse than that. Much worse. So today we're going deep into the reality of digital surveillance, what really happens to our personal data. We want to pull out the key stuff and the sources we looked at, and importantly, figure out what we can actually do. Yeah, those stories, they definitely hit home. But beyond that, like, gut feeling. How much tracking are we really talking about? Can you, like, put some numbers on it?
Oh, it's absolutely not just a gut feeling. It's very real. And the way it works, it's fascinating and kind of complex. It's not just your phone listening, But take your phone's location, for example. Get this. It pings your location roughly 14,000 times every single day.
Wait, 14,000 a day?
14,000 times. Think about that. And that's just one piece. Then you've got these companies called data brokers. You've probably never heard of most of them.
Right. Yeah, the term sounds familiar, but...
Exactly. Think of them like these massive digital vacuum cleaners. They just suck up information from everywhere. They dig through public records, birth certificates, marriage licenses, divorce records, voter registrations, court documents, all of it. Scraped and bundled into profiles about you.
Wow. Okay, so public stuff.
Public stuff, yes, but also your online activity, browser cookies, obviously.
Yeah.
What you do on social media, which apps you use, those little online quizzes.
Oh, man, the quizzes.
Yeah, those, even your smart home devices are quietly collecting data about your habits. It paints a picture, Behaviors, health, demographics, everything. And it doesn't stop there. They actually partner with other companies.
Like who?
They buy data from credit card companies, retailers, loyalty programs.
Yeah.
Tracking what you buy, when, how you pay. They're building this incredibly detailed mosaic of your life piece by piece.
So even my coffee shop loyalty card points could end up in some database somewhere being sold.
Potentially, yeah. It contributes to the overall profile.
That's kind of mind-blowing. Are there certain types of data collection that, even for you researching this, still seem particularly shocking?
Definitely. The health app situation is... Well, it's deeply concerning, especially things like mental health apps or period tracking apps. Many promise privacy, like right up front, but then they turn around and share incredibly sensitive information with advertisers, with other brokers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the scale of this industry, these data brokers, it's not just a couple of shady operators, is it?
Oh, not at all. We're talking about over 4,000 data brokers globally. 4,000.
4,000 companies just trading our information.
And generating, wait for it, over $250 billion annually doing it.
$250 billion from selling us.
From selling data about us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shows just how valuable our digital lives have become. Except we don't see any of that value, right? We're just the product. The average broker holds something like 15,000 data points on every American. Think about that. Your life. Quantified into 15,000 little pieces.
15,000?
And it's cheap, too. You can buy lists, like 1,000 contacts with detailed info, for as little as maybe $275.
That's insane. So cheap. And this isn't some dark web thing. You're saying this is just normal business.
This isn't science fiction. It's, like the source material said, just Tuesday in America, which is pretty chilling.
Just Tuesday? Wow. Okay, so who's buying this stuff? If it's not just advertisers trying to sell me shoes?
Well, advertisers are definitely buying it, but so are others. Stalkers, unfortunately, insurance companies, employers doing background checks, law enforcement agencies, even foreign governments.
Okay, that list just got significantly darker. Insurance companies, employers, how are they using it?
That's where the real-world consequences kick in hard. People get denied jobs based on data profiles. Insurance premiums go up because of health data may be scraped from an app. Banks are starting to factor this kind of data into loan decisions. Can you get a mortgage? Can you start a business? It's all potentially affected.
So this isn't just annoying ads. This is impacting people's lives, their finances, their opportunities.
Exactly. Your personal information, your digital trail, has become one of the most valuable commodities on earth, and you're not getting a cut. You're not even really being asked permission most of the time.
Right. So let's drill down on that. What does this mean for specific groups, especially people who might already be in a vulnerable position? The sources had some really alarming examples.
Yeah, let's talk about what some are calling the mental health data crisis. It's pretty bad. Remember BetterHelp. Huge mental health platform. They got hit with I think it was a $7.8 million fine from the FTC.
Right, I remember hearing about that. For selling data.
Allegedly, yeah. Sharing sensitive patient health data with advertisers like Facebook and Snapchat, despite promising privacy.
And the sources suggest this wasn't some isolated incident. It was described as standard practice.
Standard practice to sell mental health data.
Yeah. And Duke University researchers found, I think it was 11 different companies willing to sell bundles of mental health data, information about antidepressants, insomnia, attention issues. Some lists were explicitly labeled anxiety sufferers or consumers with clinical depression. And sometimes these lists included names, addresses, income levels, your actual identity tied to your mental health struggles, packaged and sold.
That is just beyond the pale. To have your deepest vulnerabilities turn into a marketing category. Mm-hmm. The consequences you mentioned, jobs, insurance, loans, this is where it gets terrifyingly real. Precisely. An employer might see you as a risk. An insurer might hike your rates. A bank might deny a loan. All based on data you thought was private, shared in confidence.
It really makes you rethink using any app for sensitive information. Which brings us to another really critical area. Period tracking apps, especially now.
Absolutely. Post Roe v. Wade, these apps shifted from just being helpful tools to potential liabilities. Huge potential liabilities.
How so? What did the analysis find?
A study by Surfshark looked at 20 popular apps. 9 shared data for third-party ads. Okay, maybe expected. But 10 collected location data. Why does a period tracker need your precise location?
Good question.
And eight of them collected data from your phone's photo and video library.
What? Why would they need access to photos?
It's often buried in permissions requests people just click accept on. But the big concern now is criminalization. Could this data, cycle lengths, missed periods, location data around clinic visits be subpoenaed in states where abortion is illegal?
Has that actually happened yet?
Experts say not yet, but they emphasize it's likely just a matter of time. Court cases move slowly. And critically, most apps' privacy policies and terms of service leave the door wide open for them to hand over data if legally required.
So what are the safer options then? Are there any?
There are a few. The key is local storage. Apps that keep your data only on your device, not in the cloud where it can be accessed or subpoenaed. The sources highlighted 3. Drip, Yuki, and Periodical.
Drip, Yuki, Periodical. Okay, good to know.
For pretty much all the others, your intimate health data has fewer protections than your, Netflix viewing history. It's absurd.
It really is. And this whole issue, it clearly doesn't affect everyone equally, does it? There are major justice dimensions here.
Absolutely. Think about low-income individuals. They might rely on free apps because they can't afford paid, privacy-focused ones. And how do free apps usually make money?
Selling data.
Exactly. Immigrant communities are targeted. ICE has been caught buying location and travel data from brokers. Domestic violence survivors are put at immense risk if their location, their new address, can just be bought.
That's terrifying.
And even U.S. military members, their data has been sold to entities in foreign countries, creating actual national security risks.
You mentioned addresses. I read this horrifying story in the source material. In 2020, a federal judge's son was murdered.
Yes, by someone who found the judge's home address.
By buying it from a data broker? They can sell your home address.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
It highlights the complete lack of meaningful regulation and the real human cost. People's safety, their lives, are secondary to profit in this industry.
Which leads to maybe the most disturbing part, the government using this back door?
Right. Government surveillance through the back door.
Yeah.
Agencies like the FBI, IRS, DEA, even the Department of Defense and Homeland Security. They are secretly paying these data brokers for access to massive databases of our personal information.
Secretly paying, so they don't need warrants.
That's the loophole. No warrant, no court order, no subpoena, nothing.
How is that even legal? What about the Fourth Amendment? Protection against unreasonable searches.
Well, the argument they use basically is that if the data is already out there for sale commercially, then it's not technically a search in the constitutional sense. They're just buying a product.
That feels incredibly flimsy.
It is. Think about it. Police need a warrant to get your location data directly from your phone company. But they can just turn around and buy that exact same data from a broker, no warrant needed. It effectively makes the Fourth Amendment meaningless for vast amounts of our digital information.
Wow. Okay. This is a lot. It feels overwhelming, maybe even a bit hopeless, but it's not. The situation is definitely concerning, yes, but we aren't powerless here. There are things we can actually do.
Absolutely right. We can take action. Individually, start by auditing your apps. Seriously. Get rid of those cloud-based mental health or period trackers if you're concerned. Switch to the local storage ones we mentioned. Drip, Yuki, Periodical.
Okay, audit apps. What else?
Try to opt out of data broker databases. Now, fair warning, it's deliberately complicated. They don't make it easy.
Yeah, I bet.
But there are tools. Services like Delete Me, or there's an app from Consumer Reports called Permission Slip. They can help automate the opt-out process for many brokers. It's a start.
That sounds useful, but
Yeah.
complicated. Honestly, sometimes just remembering to turn off location tracking feels like a chore. Is there anything like super simple people can do right now? A quick win.
That's a fair point. Okay, quick wins. Minimize your digital footprint generally. Use a privacy-focused browser maybe like DuckDuckGo or Brave. Turn off location services unless you absolutely need them for maps or something right then. Maybe, just maybe, stop taking those online quizzes. Which Disney princess are you is probably harvesting more data than you realize.
Aha. Okay, fair enough. No more quizzes.
Also, choose encrypted messaging apps for sensitive chats. Signal, WhatsApp offer end-to-end encryption. And yeah, it's boring, but glance at privacy policies. Just see what they say they collect and share. Knowledge is power. Oh, and using fake names or different email addresses for different services can help compartmentalize things too.
Those are good practical steps. But like you said, this can't all be on us as individuals, right? Fixing the apps is one thing, but the whole system seems broken.
Exactly. Individual actions are crucial for immediate protection, but we need systemic change. We have to demand better policies.
Like what? What should we be asking for?
Top of the list. Strong federal privacy legislation. We're way behind other parts of the world on this.
Like GDPR in Europe.
Precisely. We need a law that mandates explicit consent. You have to actively opt in to data collection and sharing, not buried in some terms you click agree on. You should have the clear right to see the data collected about you and, crucially, to get it deleted. And real penalties for companies that discriminate based on data profiles, not just signs they can write off as a business expense.
Okay, federal law. What else?
Healthcare privacy needs a major update. HIPAA is old news. It doesn't cover most health apps. We need reform there, maybe like the bill California is working on, but federally. And we absolutely have to close that law enforcement loophole. The CFPB has proposed rules to treat some data brokers more like credit reporting agencies, which is a step. But we need to stop police and federal agencies from buying their way around the Fourth Amendment, period.
So demanding policy change is key. But who's actually doing that work? Who's fighting these battles in Congress and the courts?
Well, that brings us to groups like the American Human Rights Initiative Foundation, AHRI.
AHRI, okay. What's their angle on this?
They approach this entire issue as a fundamental human rights concern. They connect digital privacy directly to racial justice, to economic fairness, reproductive freedom, even the health of our democracy.
That makes sense. It's all interconnected.
Totally. So AHRI works with lawmakers, helping draft meaningful privacy laws that actually protect people, especially those from marginalized communities who often bear the brunt of this surveillance. They also run community programs, teaching people practical ways to protect themselves online, and they build coalitions with other civil rights organizations, because this really does affect everyone. Their core message is powerful and simple. Digital rights are human rights. Full stop.
Digital rights are human rights. I like that because when you really think about it, the ability to seek mental health support without ending up on a marketing list, that's just basic dignity, isn't it?
It should be.
The right to track your own body, your period, without fearing prosecution, that's fundamental freedom.
Absolutely.
And the ability to just exist online, to browse, to learn, to connect without having every click sliced, diced, and sold as one of 15,000 data points, that feels essential to just being human in the 21st century. So here's the takeaway. Your data is not for sale. Your privacy is not negotiable. Your digital rights are human rights. If you want to learn more, get involved, support the fight, visit the American Human Rights Initiative Foundation's website. It's AmericanHumanRightsInitiativeFoundation.org. That's AmericanHumanRightsInitiativeFoundation.org.
Yeah, please check them out. Supporting AHRI means funding legal help, advocacy, education, all the things needed to protect our rights in this digital world. Every little bit helps push back.
So we want to leave you with this thought. What does freedom truly mean today? In a world where every click, every purchase, maybe even every private thought expressed in a message can be turned into profit, what kind of future are we actually building if we let our digital selves become completely commodified, just products to be bought and sold? It's a big question. But we can shape the answer, share this information, talk about it, support organizations fighting for change. Let's demand better.